But I want to spend some time talking about the biggest story that we have in the country right now. It's not in our area, so we got to walk all the way across from one end to the other. It's the West Coast, and you can see it from here. The fires are still burning. The winds are in the process of backing down a bit, but I think they're going to be coming back. So the fire weather warning in effect. The air quality alert remains in effect. Yep, the winds do back down, but I think by Monday, maybe even the end of the weekend on Sunday, they start kicking in a bit more. I'm not talking 100-mile-per-hour gusts again, but I'm talking 30, 40, and 50-mile-per-hour gusts being back on the scene. I think we could be having a problem again as we look ahead into next week. I hope that's not the case, but the signs are those winds do strengthen a bit. KJ, it's all yours.
Okay, Lonnie, and let's get an update now on the situation there in California, where firefighters are still working around the clock to try to get those raging wildfires under control. This one here, the Palisades fire, still only 8% contained, and there are still 5 fires burning currently right now across Los Angeles. And while firefighters are making progress, containment is as low as 3% in some areas. Let's get out live now to Charlie DeMar in Altadena with the latest on conditions. Charlie?
And this small community has just been devastated. As you can see behind me, this was a home where we're standing, a car. You can make out a washing machine here. Not much is left here. And residents, as they do come back, once they arrive, just unimaginable. But I do want to give you a sense of what people are dealing with here. This is the Eaton fire that has devastated this community, but it's the Eaton fire and the Palisades wildfire, which are still burning, and they are now ranked among the 20 most destructive fires in California history. Firefighters in Los Angeles County attacked the raging wildfires by air Friday. More than 55 square miles have burned just so far. Now, in an effort to prevent looting, a curfew will be in effect this evening in areas affected by the Palisades and Eaton fires. National Guard troops are patrolling the mandatory evacuation zone here in Altadena, where the Eaton fire has reduced home after home to rubble. We did speak to a resident who was coming home for the first time and says he couldn't believe that people would stoop so low and loot at a time like this.
I would guarantee they're not from here, because this community, Altadena, is a tight-knit community.
And to add to the concern and confusion here in Los Angeles and Altadena as a whole, as people try and make sense of all of this, the emergency management text message system that has been sending those evacuation text messages has actually been sending a series of incorrect text messages. Officials here say they are working to try and fix that system, and they are urging people to keep those alerts activated on their phones. Back to you.
Charlie, I'm sure residents are just so anxious to see and return to their homes. Have any of them been able to do that?
That really has been the devastating part, at least where we are here in Altadena. Just a few blocks from where we are, there are National Guardsmen set up there with large vehicles, and they are not letting anyone into the area right now. I spoke to an officer who is also patrolling, and he says they'd love to let people back in to go see what's left of their homes, to grab any sentimental belongings that may have survived the fire, but they just don't have the manpower to give people those personal escorts. So at this time, at least right here in Altadena, in the community that we are in, they're not letting people in. But the officer that I spoke with is hoping that that does change soon. And of course, people do want to see what their new reality looks like.
Absolutely. Charlie DeMar, thank you for that live report. And among the thousands who lost everything is a TV writer who lives in the Palisades. Now, he was able to return to his home, and he told Maurice DuBois how it felt when he saw what was left.
I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that my beautiful neighborhood, my beautiful home is just gone. It's like, it just doesn't make sense.
Can't get your head around that, right?
And now I have to get my head around it, and I have to accept that it's real, and wishing it different is not going to serve me, and it's just time to mourn the loss of this beautiful structure and this beautiful neighborhood.
You can see this story coming up next on the CBS Evening News. And also, CBS is working with the Red Cross to help thousands of people affected by the California wildfires. Your contributions enable the Red Cross to provide shelter, meals, and relief items. To donate, go to redcross.org/CBS or just scan the QR code there on the screen.